I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money. Hello, everybody. It's Dark Side Phil. I need that money to pay my bills, the electric bill, the internet bill. Stupid fucking trolls, man. I just want to chill. I rock back and forth on the X and Y axis. Tip me so I could catch up on back taxes, making large stacks, refunding chargebacks, and my laugh sounds like act. 50 bitch here, 50 bitch there, 50 bit bitch. Raise your hands in the air. 50 bitch here, 50 bitch there, 50 bit bitch. Raise your hands in the air. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money. I want to have chill streams. No Detractor memes, bathroom breaks, playing WWE, relaxing chill session of Street Fighter 3. Like I'm getting my vibe back from 2017. 50 bitch here, 50 bitch there, 50 bit bitch. Raise your hands in the air. 50 bitch here, 50 bitch there, 50 bit bitch. Raise your hands in the air. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. I'm the one who just filed for bankruptcy. I'm the one who didn't pay my taxes. I'm the one. Me. I'm the one who masturbated in front of children. I'm the one who got 4th place at Evo. I'm the one with a 10-year legacy. I'm the one. Me. 50 bitch here, 50 bitch there, 50 bit bitch. Raise your hands in the air. 50 bitch here, 50 bitch there, 50 bit bitch. Raise your hands in the air. I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills, the electric bill, the internet bill, the condo fees, my mortgage, my taxes, my back taxes, my current taxes, my state taxes, my federal taxes, my tax attorney, my tax guy, my tax accountant, my bankruptcy lawyer, all of my credit cards, my new setup, and a new laptop, PS5, gin, bowl of ramen,
What is up, everyone? Well,
Phil here, and this is certainly not exactly the kind of video that I was planning on making this week. But it's a video that I wanted to make for a couple of days. And every single time that I felt that it was time that I could do it, that I could make it, and I could give you guys an update on what's going on with my health, things would just take a turn for the worse again. So what I'm going to do with this video is give you an explanation of what's been going on with me all this week, how sick I've been, how serious it's been, because it's been pretty darn serious, and where I am at right now in the course of my recovery.
I'm muted. Oh no, I've been muted the whole time. All right, well that's okay. Huh. Uh-oh, somebody's spinning. Hey, Stillran. Anyway, well, it's early in the morning, which is late at night for me. So, Phil had an interesting day, if you want to say that. It was a very interesting day. And now, like, I think he didn't stream part of Saturday, didn't stream all of Sunday, all of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so. And I have my take on it, but I'll bring that up when I say it. So hold on, let's start this over again then.
What is up, everyone? Well,
he is
here, and
so
this is certainly not exactly the kind of video that I was planning on making.
Okay, so
this week.
all right, he's gonna, and I'm good. All right,
but it's a video that I wanted to make for a couple of days, and every single time that I felt that it was time that I could do it, that I could make it, and I could give you guys an update on what's going on with my health, things would just take a turn for the worse again. So what I'm going to do with this video is give you an explanation of what's been going on with me all this week, how sick I've been, how serious it's been, because it's been pretty darn serious, and where I am at right now in the course of my recovery, why I'm still not streaming, and to explain to you what you can expect coming up in the future as a result of all of this, because I know there's a lot of questions from my fans here, like when am I coming back with a stream or whatever, and I'd love to answer that.
They don't care.
I don't know if I can definitively answer that yet. Okay, so first of all, I'm actually filming this at 10:38 p.m. on Wednesday, November 1st. The last time I streamed was this weekend, Sunday night, which was...
We did do... Oh, I guess he did do He must have done Sunday night. I guess he did do... See, I don't... If I don't watch him, I don't always remember when he did it. But yeah, look, he's got the black... He's got the long sleeve black begging shirt. So it's a new black begging shirt.
Which was, what, the 29th? So that is the longest gap
in the history of me being an actual streamer that I have not streamed when I had been scheduled to. I have been sick before, and usually I'll take a day or two off at tops if I need it, and then I'll tough through it. I'll fight through it, and I'll come back and I'll stream. And I'm gonna
again, snorting right in the microphone. Phil, stop doing that, please. Please stop doing that.
Apologize in advance to you guys. I still am really congested. I've still got
No. I'm tired of this, Phil. I'm tired of always hearing you say, "Oh, you gotta, do that." I'm like, Phil, fuck you. Actually, hold on one second, because I think we need a different. Well, we need a different avatar. We need to talk about Papa Nurgle and his gifts. Like
disgusting cloggage and drippage in my body.
And what makes you think that your fans want to hear that? Phil, mute your fucking mic. You did that during the interview. This is the big problem. He never he didn't do this during the interview or during the bankruptcy call. So then he knows how to mute his mic and not to do that. He just does not care when it comes to his fans.
Body, I'm gonna have to be clearing my nose and snorting and doing things to even talk to you in this video. Please be expecting that. I'm sorry if that's disgusting to you. It's just what's going on right now.
You do this all the time when you stream. This is my thing. You do this all the time. Now you want special treatment. You want special treatment even though you've been snorting all the time. These huge ones. Like, Ann has one that, like, it give me fucking PTSD whenever I hear it on the soundboard. I'm like, no more snorting. And it's like, Phil. Like, I think people would be more, I would be more forgiving if he did mute his mic when he snorted. Or tried to. But he doesn't even try anymore. And sometimes he's leaned into the mic to do it. Just to annoy his fans, because he doesn't really care.
To watch this video, you're going to have to tough through it. Just like I have for the past many days. Okay?
I don't give a fuck, Phil.
Here's what's going on. This last week was a very stressful week for me. My internet was having all kinds of issues. I had an incredibly stressful day out on my day off last week, on Thursday, where I had to run around doing a million appointments, plus get on.
Yeah, the soundboard snorts are very meaty, and they just, I was like, oh, no.
About the internet and all of that, came back, and then what happened on Friday? I had to have the tech person come out here and figure out what was going on with my internet and solve it, and then we rushed right into Alan Wake 2.
Okay. I love that he kind of is glossing over something that I think a lot of people believe that really what it was is it was his fault. If he had just restarted the router, it would have fixed everything. But him having to change the DNS address and settings and all that probably really did fuck up his stuff, and that's why tech had to come out, and it was probably an easy fix. He probably did fuck it up. The issue is a DNS issue. You got to wait for their DNS issue to solve, but he couldn't accept that. It's like, guys, I need to stream now. Let me find a way around it. It's like, motherfucker, you can't get around your ISP's DNS. You get it from them. You can't go, well, I'll go to Google and get the DNS. I don't think that fucking works that way, bud.
This has been a very, very stressful time of year for me. Trying to make everything work and everything with all this other stuff going on at the same time. It's stressful enough trying to juggle all these new releases and plan marathon events and things, but then to have all this other stuff going on at the same time, right? So it was my every intention that over this weekend we were going to focus on Alan Wake 2, get back to Spider-Man, do the react show on Sunday, play some Mario. These decorations were going to be here for a fun Halloween marathon on Tuesday, actually Halloween 2023. I was going to be in costume all day. It was going to be such a great event, right? And then today we were going to start the new month. Brand new background. Look, I didn't have a chance. I haven't even been in this office since Sunday. I literally haven't been in here. Here's what happened.
Nobody gives a shit.
Uh-oh. Mhm. That was weird. Let me try that again.
Ooh, nobody gives a shit.
Here's the thing, Phil. Nobody cares that you haven't been in the office since I was sick. This is all just... I get the pity party, but guess what? It's like, fuck. Like, to borrow a thing from Ludwig, fuck, no one cares. Nobody cares that you haven't been in here. Oh, I haven't changed anything. Nobody cares. This shit's dumb. Everybody's been telling you to use your goddamn green screen that you had. You had it in your fucking closet. Use the green screen. Instead, you have this fucking window that fucking all it does is it gets in the way, and you won't do it. Instead, you're just like, well, I don't need to know where to put it, guys. And I you know, the fact is that, like, do I need to show you your window has gotten bigger over the years? Like, it's like, Phil, stop this.
So after playing Alan Wake 2 for 2 days, loving it, by the way, amazing game, cannot wait to play it again, been dying to play it all freaking week because I love this game so much. When I woke up, well, when I was going to sleep actually on Saturday night, I noticed that I was starting to get pain in my throat, and I was really starting to feel under the weather. I'm like, that's not good, that's a bad sign. And I have a react show the next day. I have to talk the whole stream. How am I going to do that? And my throat is all messed up, right? So I wake up in the morning, I realize, yeah, this is the case where I am totally going to be not able to talk for 3 straight hours. And I said, well, here's what we should do. Let's postpone the react show till Monday. Just cancel the whole stream. Let me sleep in and recover. Let me come back that night, do a gameplay stream, which won't be a lot of talking. Heavy gameplay, Spider-Man 2, and then hopefully recover and be back on Monday full capacity. Let's get that react show hammered out, and then back to gameplay, and then, you know, the marathon for Halloween on Tuesday and all of that.
Come on,
so
Phil.
I did that, and it was funny because, you know, my wife had made tuna casserole for dinner on Sunday, and I'd slept almost the whole day, and I go to eat it, and I start eating, and I realize, number one, I can barely taste it, and number two, I'm just not very hungry. Like, I'm not...
Yeah, you see, he's sick and he can't taste anything. Sorry, I refreshed the thing because Twitch should have had that. Twitch chat should have had thing for 7TV. But and think about this. So he's not feeling well. He's feeling sick. He can't taste anything, which that should be red flag number 1. That is a major fucking symptom of COVID, is that you can't taste anything. So, you know, so the fact is he can't taste anything, and he's like, and so think about that.
I'm not appetized by it, which is weird. I love my wife's cooking, and I'm eating.
Not appetized by it. Like, Phil, all you had to do is say, listen, I'm not feeling well, and I couldn't eat it. Or, hell, you could have lied and basically said that you couldn't keep it down. Like, I would have said, like, okay, you know, that happens sometimes. But instead, you're just like, nope, I can't do anything.
And I'm like, all right, I'm going to force this down. Let me eat half of it, right?
Force it down.
So I get to this.
You're going to get sick.
You guys saw,
vomit sick.
Stream, if you've seen the videos, I was not my normal self at all. By the way, I think the lighting...
I won't say he had COVID, but it really is, like, that was, like, loss of smell and taste that's one of the main symptoms that changed from the flu to COVID. But I've had a bad case of the flu, and I have never had a bad case of flu where I lost the sense of taste and smell. When I had COVID, I lost my sense of taste and smell. It's like, it really is the fact of, like, yeah, it's obvious what he's saying, but then he goes into this weird thing, and it doesn't make any sense.
Was not my normal self. I was congested. My eyes were...
You were congested. I mean, you have had post-nasal drip the entire... You snort all the fucking time. It's snort, snort, snort. There's a reason that you've got clip channels called Snort Hogan and Snort Burnell.
burning, like really badly. And my eyes were watering the whole time. My sinuses were all clogged up. So this was a very bad sign, because not only did I have a throat issue earlier in the day, but even after having slept it all in, I still was not feeling good, okay? So I was like, this is not good, and I warned everyone that night, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, let's see what happens. So here's what happened, all right? I went to go to sleep, and basically, that night, it was crazy. Like, I was delirious. I couldn't even have, like coherent thoughts. When I went to sleep.
You were asleep. You know, you don't normally have coherent thoughts during sleep time. You have dreams that may not always make sense. I mean, you're delirious. It's like, I'm like, dude, it sounds like he had a fever dream. And he was in the middle of a fever, and which can mean that your entire thing is completely just fucked up.
It was just like my mind was racing all over the place in bed. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you have like fever dreams and stuff, it was bad. It was like all over the place.
Did you have a fever? Did you check your temperature?
Time was just like passing at random intervals. Like I would think, okay, I just slept for 5 hours, and I would turn and look at the clock, 5 minutes passed. And I would close my eyes and be like, all right, another 5 minutes passed, and I would turn and 5 hours passed. Like, what the fuck? What is going on?
That happens when you sleep. Like, that normally does happen when you sleep. Sometimes, when you fall asleep, sometimes you cannot gauge time that well. Because your brain is, your conscious brain is kind of shut down. Your subconscious brain don't really give two fucks about how time's supposed to work. So you don't perceive, like, that's the whole point about dreams. You can have a short dream that, boom, you were asleep for 8 hours. Or you can have a dream that feels like you were in there for 2 fucking days. And it's like, no, you were there for like 10 minutes. It happens.
Right? Just crazy. Progressively over the night, my sinuses completely filled up and clogged. Okay? Insane head pressure. Some of the worst I've ever felt in my life. Started to fill up above my eyes up into the top of my head, so you could tell it was the entire sinus all the way up and down through my face on both freaking sides, okay? So it wasn't like, okay, one side is clogged, I need help with that. No, I couldn't breathe. So how do you sleep when you can't breathe, right?
The scariest to finding he's this much of a babbler even when he's sick. Not just on stream. Yeah. Oh yeah, Distic. I mean, if you ever see like some of the Dead Sea Scrolls and stuff, you look at the past, he had just walls of text. Like this guy was just talk. Here's the thing. It was like in it was a deleted scene of Pulp Fiction. Uma Thurman is asking, because he's asking like, you know, oh, you're a Beatles man, you're an Elvis man, you know, that kind of stuff. You can like them both, but you like one of them more. So, but eventually she asks a question. Do you listen or do you wait to talk? And Phil is a man who always waits to talk. That's what he's doing.
So I got up on Monday morning and I knew there was no way that I was going to stream. Okay? I immediately took my temperature, 100-degree fever. Okay, this is awful. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pop a maximum strength Advil. We have them. They're migraine strength. And the way it works is you could either take it once every 12 hours or 2 at once, but then you can only take that once every 24 hours. So,
well, and here's the thing. Okay, so you have a fever. Now, 100-degree fever, it's rough, but it's nowhere near like a 101, 102 fever where you're like, uh-oh, this isn't good. Or you start creeping up to 103 where it's like, you need to go to the emergency room. Like, Phil, what did you do to reduce your fever other than taking ibuprofen? Like, I mean, the fact is that maybe aspirin would be better. But you don't have to take I gotta take this big migraine strength ibuprofen. Like, that doesn't even, like, why not just take a little aspirin? Or take an ice bath. Oh, that's right, your bathrooms are broken. You know, if you didn't spend that money on fucking gacha games and Scopely and shit, you actually could have had your you could have actually then, you know, had that bathtub that you could have soaked in like really cold water to try to chill your body out to try to bring your fever down. You could have done that. Or, you know, especially if you were that congested and clogged, you could have had your wife go to the pharmacy, go to the CVS, and go get some decongestant for you, you know, or maybe get some Mucinex or something. That, you know, something that will, you know, kind of decongest your sinuses and help relieve that. Like, or you could have gotten some, like, Advil cold and sinus, you know? Like, there are these things that are designed not for migraine. Like, migraine, you didn't have a migraine. Don't take migraine medicine if you don't have a migraine. Take a cold and sinus, which would help decongest, would have a decongestant, and might have some the other ingredients that will help reduce your fever.
I'm going to meter this out. I'm going to take one. I'm going to try to kill this freaking fever. Hopefully it'll alleviate some of this inflammation and things I'm getting in my head. And so I did. I took it in the morning. I think it was...
Hopefully it will kill some of this inflammation in my head. Still, the fever is not inflammation. A fever is your immune system just raising your core body temperature, because it's like, well, you can't withstand high temperatures, so we're turning the heat up. And the body's like, but we can't do it either. Doesn't matter. If they die first, we win. Like, I'm sorry. Brain swelling is a very serious fucking thing. And you do not want to say that you had brain swelling, bud.
Honestly, it was like 9 a.m. on Monday morning. And that's actually when I think I had originally posted up and said to everyone, hey guys, I'm really sorry. You know, everything today is canceled, indefinitely postponed. There's no way that I can stream. You know, maybe I'll stream tonight, Mario, if I feel better. And I don't know what's going to happen. And so I took that pill. And I remember, I think I ate...
He took the pill and then he left himself on the side of the road.
Like a bagel with just butter, if I even ate it all. Because here's the
dude, okay. Here's the thing about that. Like, that's large strength of an ibuprofen, or whether it was, or an aspirin or whatever, beat a cold, starve a fever. Well, here's the thing. You should, but even then, with him taking that medicine, like, you have to look at the directions. Like, with that strong strength of an ibuprofen, it probably says you need to take it with food. Like, a bagel with butter. Like, he really should be doing, here's what you should do. Okay, a plain bagel. Make sure it's a plain, or just a piece of toast. You want something light, like saltine crackers or toast. Something that's light on the stomach. And then, like, a ton, like, for me, my thing is, if I'm feeling bad, I need ginger ale. Give me especially if I have an upset stomach. Oh, give me some ginger ale. Ginger ale will calm me right down. Oh boy. Peter Stone Cold feed his wife's all Phil knows. Cat's eating on her own.
The thing. Ever since this started, I can't really taste anything. All right, now I know you're already going to start to say this starting to sound like something. Okay, well, let me finish the story.
No. This is the first day and it's not tasting like you probably have COVID. Like, this is something that if that, like, at that point, did you tell your wife, hey, I can't taste anything? Did you have her quarantine? Did you have her? Like, this is one of the reasons you might have a guest room, because at this point, I would have said you get relegated to the guest room. And it's not because it's because the fact is your wife works with people. Your wife works in a retail outlet in a mall where there are people. Like, you can't have, oh, I don't know, I'm sick, but I don't know what it is. No, you need to be very careful because the thing is, when people are sick and they, okay. This is the thing about COVID, and I don't know whether Phil really understands this. When you get COVID, the symptoms don't start showing until you've had it for a while. At least it was when I got that, which would have been later 2020. So you have it for a bit before you actually start showing the symptoms. I had appendix inflammation a few years back, and it began with a pain, and I could not eat anything. I threw up like 10 times in the first time. They could not find it. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, appendix inflammation, because that might be, that's like acute appendicitis. Like, they need to get, like, do something, or else that bad boy gonna burst. And that ain't good. Or just take it out. Don't know what the appendix is for? Don't need it. You get the hell out of here. Like 2 years in, they say it. They said it and they removed it. 2 years you had appendix pain? Oh my God.
So
Jesus.
Yeah, I can't really taste anything. And it could be because my sinuses are so inflamed, right? But it could.
I'm sorry, what? My sinuses are so inflamed, so I can't taste anything. You know your sinuses is your nose, buddy. It's your nose. It's the sinus part near your nose that goes up near your brain. Like that's your sense of smell there, bud. Your olfactory sense. Your sense of taste is on your tongue. All those millions of little taste buds that react to sweet, sour, salty, bitter? I think bitter also. And they take all the different tastes and shit like that. And you're like, no, it must be. It's like, this really does show. You had the OG, dude, I had, you had, since April 2020. Yeah, mine was late 2020. It was rough, but I'm not in the best of shape, and I was kind of a large guy. I was very thankful that it wasn't as bad as it could have been. I did not have to go to the hospital. I will be completely honest. I know that, it might be a little oversharing, but I had it and I was in bed, and the first day and night that I had it, I was terrified that I would have to go to the hospital and be on a ventilator. That scared me, because I'm like, no, please not, because I was like, I don't want to die like that. But because nobody knew. Nobody knew. It was like people were way healthier than me were just dropping dead of this thing, and like, I don't fucking know what's going on. But fuck. Thankfully, mine wasn't anywhere near, like, I had a flu that was worse than it, but it was still rough. I was like, I mean, I was having online order all of the Powerade Zero, all the Gatorades, the G2 that they had. I'm like, anything sugar-free that I can get that keep me hydrated, I need it all. Yeah, it came and the first, the doctor couldn't find it because the pain was gone. Then I came pain. Ooh, Diablo, that sounds rough.
Because it's COVID, let's be honest. So I don't know what's going on. I'm like, all right, well, I took this pill. Let's go back to sleep. So I did. I went back to sleep. And the good news is this pill, within an hour, because it's so strong, such a strong Advil, it not only killed my fever, it went right back down to normal temperature, but I got the sweats. That means your fever's gone. That's why you're sweating. And all of a sudden, half the inflammation went boop out of my head. I was able to sleep. So I was able to get normal sleep during the day, sleeping all day Monday. My wife went to work, all right?
And this is the thing. This is the thing about that. Your wife went to work and you couldn't taste anything. You should have known that was COVID. And your wife went to work. I had a discussion with somebody on Twitter. They're saying, well, you should always just assume that Phil is lying because his mouth is moving. And I said, well, that is kind of true. However, him lying about being sick for pity points is one thing. But him getting COVID and not telling anybody that he got COVID, probably not telling his wife that he might have COVID, so that she, who has been exposed to COVID, goes to work and potentially gets many people sick because she works in a mall. There's hundreds of people in a mall. That is incredibly scummier. So I'm like, well, my gut says pick the scummier version. And I'm like, well, that means he has COVID and he didn't tell anybody and he basically created a small spreader event. You fucking retard. You fucking mongoloid. And no, if normal strength will go, gotta go. There was no reason to go to max strength. Max strength is migraine because it probably has. Here's the thing: you want to know why it dropped his fever really well? Because if it was migraine, it probably also had aspirin in it. Because your migraine things are normally caffeine, either acetaminophen or ibuprofen, and aspirin. They are designed for migraines. They are not designed he could have just taken some Advil or some aspirin. No, gotta go max strength. And I think Peace even said it's like, you really shouldn't go max strength, especially if you're not eating anything, because that can damage your kidneys.
You know, unbeknownst to her, she has no idea what's going on with me at home. She's worried sick what's going on.
Why didn't you tell her? Look, this really shows that he doesn't talk to his wife. Because this is someone who lives in the house, who sleeps in the same room that you do. You don't tell her, I can't taste anything. And think, oh my God, it might be COVID. At which point, she should immediately start self-quarantining against you. Because here's the thing, she's probably getting close to you. The fact is that I once lived in a house with someone with COVID, and you know what happened? It was, we did not, I did not share the same room that person did. We stayed in different rooms of the house. And I thankfully didn't get it because self-quarantine, basically, social distancing. And yeah, it's another woe is me type situation with Phil. $100 makes a miraculous recovery tomorrow. See, Wet Floor, I actually think he has COVID. Because I don't think he ever got COVID before. So it's funny that he gets it now. Here's my problem, Wet Floor. If he really was faking it, why would he then not do the Halloween event? That was a big thing to make money. It makes no sense for him to miss that. I see Phil is still with us. There's always next time with the Oh, Burden. Yeah, I know. Well, here's the funny thing about we're going into this is the fact is not Burden. Not only did he do this, he said he didn't taste anything. He didn't tell his wife that he couldn't taste anything, that he had no sense of taste. And she went to work. Good job, Phil.
Congratulations! Congratulations! Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Maybe Papa Nurgle will confer upon you the Demon Prince power.
Congratulations.
And he'll give you his gifts.
Congratulations.
Maybe you will be his favorite because Morty just fucked it up. Morty's like, I'm gonna go kill Gilliman. And then he didn't. And then it's like, and Gilliman's death didn't fucking stick. So Morty is now in the bad boy corner.
So
yeah, it's typical Phil behavior.
She comes home.
Here's the thing. It's typical Phil behavior because it's completely and utterly selfish. No, but I don't... Here's the thing. They inhabit different rooms, but I think they use the kitchen at the same time. There are times where they have eaten together. Now, he doesn't pay attention to her, but there would be times that they would have been within 6 feet of each other. So, I think it's more like Phil doesn't know the symptoms of COVID and regular flu, which we're getting close to 4 years since since COVID, since we first heard about COVID, and he doesn't know the difference between the symptoms of COVID and the regular flu. I just got to ask this.
Are you a functional retard? I have to ask.
Phil, what the fuck, man? How do you not know this long into it that you can't tell I might have COVID? And Peace brought something up very simple, which is, guess what? You know what the U.S. government has been doing now? Sending out free COVID tests. The rapid COVID tests, you know, where you go and tickle your brain and I'll say, yeah, you're fine, or stay home. That kind of shit. And these tests are not that hard. They are very simple. You know, you get it all set up and you just do all that, and it's like, the fuck?
And
they have the instructions there.
What's funny is I wish I could tell you like the exact timeline. This whole week has been so delirious for me. I can't even tell you the timeline.
The timeline, the whole week's been delirious. It's like, dude, you just say you've been so delirious you don't know the timeline. That I can at least believe of, like, yeah, you've been in such a fever thing. You've been kind of almost in and out of consciousness. Just like, I've been there. I've had fevers like that. But using the wrong word at the wrong time. Very Phil.
Of what happened when. Like,
also, why are you looking at the data, Phil? Like,
this whole week has been so delirious for me. I can't even tell you the timeline of.
Why are you looking at the data, Phil? You're not streaming. Like, your OBS, like, you should just glance to make sure your OBS is still running, but you can kind of go back to what you're supposed to be looking
what
at.
Happened when? Like, I know she made food on Monday, but I don't know what it was. I can't remember anymore. Like,
okay. I hate those nose swabs, but it got it. Yeah. Well, since that's the thing. Yeah, you know, I don't, like, the first time we did, remember before we didn't have the rapid tests, you had to go to a place and get COVID tested? Like, the place I had to go to was literally, it was a drive-by. More of a drive-through. No, it was a fucking drive-by. You had the nurses in the fucking hazmat suits. And they would stick that up there and it would, like, start tickling your brain. And you're just like, that is a sensation altogether new to me. And I don't know whether, because it's like, I want to sneeze, I want to laugh at the same fucking time. I'm very confused. And it's like, and now we have the home tests. We can do it at home. But yeah, Phil doesn't care about others. He's the most important person in the world. You get indirectly sick from Phil. Sucks to be you. Yeah. And that's the thing that really angers me. This is why I think it is COVID, because it would mean that he is so shitty he got other people sick. And possibly, if they might be older or have a lot of chronic health issues, could kill them because of his negligence. We had drive-by here in the Netherlands. Yeah. I mean, that's what it was in the beginning is, oh, you know, you think it might be, you got to do a drive-by. Oh, yeah, those were a thing.
Like, my mind is shot from how crazy this week has been. I couldn't tell you what she made for dinner. I know that I probably tried to eat it and didn't. Because, again, when you can't taste anything, nothing is appetizing.
I mean, if I can't taste anything, I'm probably gonna just be eating crackers, ginger ale, and sugar-free Gatorade just to keep hydrated. My old job had people come by weekly for tests. Yeah, it's like he talks about, oh, nothing's appetizing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's appetizing or not. You need to eat something. Like, this really kind of shows, like, he's like, oh, well, you know, I had a COVID for a little while. I know that I had tested, but this felt, yeah. It's like, it's so weird.
So even though you're hungry, or you know you should be eating because you're sick, you don't want to eat because you get sick to your stomach when you try to eat and it tastes like nothing, right?
No. When I had COVID, I never got sick to my stomach because I ate something and it tasted like nothing. I normally didn't eat anything. It was everything I had. That would be interesting. Like, oh, hey, we found a COVID outbreak in Renton, Washington. It's like, oh no. Oh. I mean, he's like the little monkey from Outbreak. But I mean, he talks about this kind of woe is me. I couldn't taste anything. Motherfucker, that's not the important part. The important part is it's a disease that is, you know, we had a fucking pandemic. We got locked in and had to be quarantined for a while. It's like, fuck, dude. Come on.
Right? So
You-
I went to I barely ate dinner, and that
Don't
was when I told
care.
you guys there's no way I could do the Mario stream. And
Like what he should have done. If this happens, we know who patient zero. Well, yeah, and my guess is, see, here's what he's gonna do. He is going what he is gonna do is he's probably going to blame the tech for giving him COVID. But the tech wasn't the one that gave him COVID, because that would have been Friday, and then Saturday was when I think he started not feeling well. And guess what? No, when you catch COVID, it takes a while. It takes like a few days, if not sometimes up to a week before you actually show symptoms. If I recall correctly, I might be a little off on that, but it's not. Phil will cause the next variant. As I said, look, as my hoodie says, we need to pray to Papa Nurgle, because at this point, you know, we're watching one of his fucking acolytes in Phil. Papa Nurgle, please give us your gifts. You know, we don't want to live here anymore. But like, it's so weird. Yeah, incubation period. Yeah, you're right. He's gonna blame the tech, but the incubation period probably. This is my guess. My Theo theory, and it is just a speculation Theo theory. I have no proof on this. Probably the last time he went out for his day off is probably when it happened. Yes, and the incubation period can be up to a week. It is not a day later. This isn't like the cold or the flu, where a day or two, boom, you start feeling it. It takes a while for that to incubate. And that also, I wonder, now I do wonder, now, and I mean, I probably could go look at Pig Go. I wonder if he actually got vaccinated. Oh, well, he sits at home, so maybe he didn't.
the Halloween stream is canceled. I don't even know what else is going to happen.
Like, the thing about it was when he was starting to not feel good after Sunday night, what he should have just said was, like, he shouldn't have just been like, oh, I'm going to do it one day. He should have said, you know what? Streams are going to be on hold until further notice. And then he could just, instead of, he would just, oh, I'll see it if you get it. It's like, no, you need to, if you're that sick, you need to rest. You need to rest, you need to sleep, you need to stay hydrated. Now, I guarantee you he's not stayed hydrated. He's probably drinking alcohol, and alcohol dries your ass out. So he needs to hydrate, and he needs to hydrate with water, not with gin. Because the fact is, he needs to actually, that'll help his immune system flush the shit out. But he won't do it because he's dumb.
All right? And that's really like where the end of my coherent thought ends. At some point, I think I wrote my dad an email to tell him that I was sick and I didn't know what was going on.
He wrote his dad. He couldn't just text his mom and dad, say, just to let you know, I think I might have COVID. That Paul just, I don't believe I have any blacklisted words on my own channel. It could be that Pajit is being kind of a dick, and there, I think the Rono doesn't always show up. He cried about having to wait for the vax for a week. Oh, he did get okay. So here's the thing. That was a little bit before I became a super detractor. So I hadn't been keeping up with him. Like, I would see different, like, little things about it, but I didn't keep up. So, okay, so he did cry about having to wait for the vax for a week. It's like, dude, I didn't wait for a few weeks. I had to, schedule it and wait. And it's like, dude, it wasn't that fucking bad. So, fucking hell. I mean, I wait for a week because he wants it now.
Up anymore. I think
I'll just censor my.
I had said.
Oh well, Paul, like, understand, I'm not. My YouTube thing shouldn't have any censors. So I mean, I apologize if the fact is you said something and it didn't go through. I apologize. I do not know. I don't have words that are censored there, but that it might be that it's YouTube itself. I apologize if that is. I don't know what those words are. I am. If it was something about that disease and that you might have to just spell it a little differently. Sometimes that happens. I apologize for any of that. YouTube has pretty strong censorship. Yeah, and unfortunately there isn't much I can do. Yeah, you're fully vaccinated. It isn't. Yeah, the vaccines don't seem to make anybody fully immune to it. It lessens the symptoms and all that and makes it harder for you to get infected. But at this point, you do the best you can. I don't know. I can't do nothing about that. And you just kind of do the best you can.
Isn't going to happen. And that was something I was counting on for the end of the month. If anyone wanted to do a last-minute contribution, like if you were thinking of getting a membership to the channel, please just do it.
Give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money.
Yep. Bill is his own dent. Yep. I mean, he's begging in this thing about, oh, you want to, it's like, yeah, this really kind of shows that this part is one of the reasons I don't believe that he's faking it, because he would not have canceled the Halloween event. He needs these events. These events are big events that bring him a lot of money. And he's not quite smart enough to understand that the big events mean that the whole week or the week after it is a little less. So yeah, terrible. Yeah, Burden. That happens. I know. I think it happens on Twitch also. It really is just kind of it's rough. It's and the problem is that it's not like you can go and find a list of banned words. It's YouTube's fault. Like, you can't just find a list of here are the list of words that are banned on YouTube, and they'll hide that. It's like if they had that would be great. It'd be like, okay, here's the list. And you're like, okay, we'll find ways around these words.
Like, I don't even think I posted right, because I think what I meant to say was the Halloween stream is open. You could still go to the stream, and I think you could leave, like, a super chat or a member.
Oh, Phil knows he needs these events. Yes, Paul, he knows he needs them. He knows he needs them badly. Because the fact is that those are one of the few things that do decently. Like, they may not do great, but they do decently right now. And he hasn't had one, I think, since the 15th anniversary event. Although, in the summer he was doing events all the time. This Halloween event probably would have done decently because he didn't have any other events near it, so that it could basically stand on its own. But yeah, he knows he needs them because he was talking about YouTube memberships and all this. His stuff's going way down. Hey, it's Detractor Maiden. How you doing?
Membership or a gifted membership, I think. I don't even know how it works, but I think you still could. I think that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, so the thing is, he left his Halloween stream up there where it was just going to be waiting for DSP. He was never going to show up. And he had that so that people could give him super chats and memberships still. Derek and Jade might be the only people crying because of no. He's a Detractor Maiden. He is a follower of Papa Nurgle. He is going to give us Nurgle's great gifts. He's going to become a plague marine.
But again, I don't think I said that in the post. So I think people were confused. Like, why is Phil saying this when he's not streaming? We can't contribute if he's not streaming, right?
And here's the thing. Saying that they can contribute even when you're not streaming and leaving that up. Piece of Peace has said it. I want to ask it. Is that breaking terms of service? Because I think it might. I think that might just break terms of service. And Phil really needs to understand that. I think Phil's trying to do the acid test, and now I extended to him being sick. He posted his loot. I saw that since. Yeah, he posted his loot. He went. This is a person who's 21 years old, and he went trick-or-treating. Okay? Like, I stopped going trick-or-treating when I stopped before I was in high school, I stopped trick-or-treating. You know? When I was in high school, it's like, no, I stayed home and helped give out the candy. Or, you know, or I do a tally of all the, you know, because the idea was like, my parents were like, okay, how many kids we got? Because, hey, if we get a shitload more kids one year than we did the last year, it's like, yeah, we need to get more candy. Because the worst thing in the world you could have is you're giving out candy. Oh, shit, we're running low, or we run out of candy. And you got more trick-or-treaters come up and don't get candy. You know, that's very sad. These little kids are wearing costumes and all that. That's no. Yeah, like 13, 14 when you stop. Yeah. Like, there's 21 in not college, still trick-or-treating. It's like, what the fuck? The acid test? Wet Floor, could you expound upon that? I don't understand the acid test.
Which is a valid point.
What?
If he's not streaming, right? Which is a valid point.
Yeah, because it's basically with friends, allegedly. Friends might be handlers. And if he has handlers, they are not doing their job. But still, Phil, like, that comes off as incredibly scummy. Leaving your stream open just to try to get money.
So anyway, I was pretty delirious. I was in and out of sleep. And here's what would happen. I would pop one of these Advil. I would feel good for like 2-3 hours because my fever would go down and the congestion would go away. So I'd feel almost normal, and I'd be like, oh, I'm feeling better. Maybe I can actually do something normal. And then all of a sudden, within 2-3 hours, it would start to wear off. And now all of a sudden the congestion's coming back and my delirium is coming back because the head pressure is coming back and the fever is coming back, and I would feel terrible again. And this was
like, think about this. He honestly thought that, hey, like, at this point he either couldn't figure out that it was COVID, or he thought that he could basically undo the symptoms of COVID with a fucking Advil. Like, he wasn't taking stuff, like, he probably really needed to go, he needed to go to the pharmacy, get some cold and sinus relief, get some aspirin to fucking bring that up. Poor baby is sick. Yeah, he's sick, and he's probably got other people sick, though. That's my problem, is he probably got other people sick. Because he didn't tell his wife he had COVID, so his wife's going to work, and probably not social distancing from him. We're trying to self-quarantine. So guess what? People are going to get sick because of him.
a pattern.
People could die because of him. Well,
all day Tuesday and until tonight. Okay? 3 straight days of this where I only felt like a human when I was popping an extra migraine Advil, and it only lasted a couple of hours. But here's the good news.
Like that, what that really shows is that he was trying to abate symptoms with stuff that he like there is like I believe an Advil that is designed to help bring a fever down. They're decongestants. There are other medicines he could have done that probably would have been more effective in getting his fever down, getting him decongested, that would have helped him rest. Because the big thing about when you're sick is just get some rest.
There is progress. My fever is completely gone. As of today, I never had a fever all day today. Even when I woke up in the morning before I took my pill, didn't have a fever. That's tremendous. In addition,
here's the problem though, that might only be a calm before something. The fever might come back.
The congestion, I still have it, but the head pressure is not so crazy anymore that I can't think straight. I can actually, as you can see, I'm actually formulating thoughts. I can make a video.
Formulating thoughts. I don't know that I would consider this formulating thoughts, but Phil, have you ever thought of, if you've got all this whole postnasal drip, maybe, I don't know, take decongestants, maybe, I don't know, or like a Mucinex that might, stop mucus production. Like, the thing is, he got his like, oh, I have postnasal drip, there's nothing I could do, guys. And he could go to a fucking doctor and actually probably get like a prescription of something that would actually make it so he doesn't have to snort and clear his throat all this time. But he really, And one other thing I've noticed, he just has an aversion to doctors, probably because they talk like they know something he doesn't. And he hates being talked like he doesn't know everything.
Video for the first time in days. I wanted to do this video for 3 days and I couldn't. My appetite, it's still not there. I don't feel hungry. Or when I do feel hungry and I go to eat, I can't taste, like I half taste.
Spoonie took a week off from streaming and came back, got hit with a couple thousands of dollars. This is what Phil expects when he was going to try this. That might be the case, Wet Floor, but the problem is that he has to know that his events have gone down lower and lower and lower. Like, his 15-year event did nothing. Yeah, it could be the combo for the farm. First week had a bad headache, got better. Yeah, the fact is that the symptoms, because he seems to think that the virus is on its way out. This seems to be pretty quick for COVID, and we know that this guy has a poor diet, is an alcoholic, so I don't believe that his immune system is that strong, and I don't think that his body is that much of a wasteland that the coronavirus is going to die in fucking 3 days. It's like, no. This was just... That symptom abated for a bit. It might come back, it might not. And if it comes back, it might come back pretty hard. Yeah, he drove most of his wheels and... Yeah, it won't work for him at all. If he does, he'll be a hypocrite for taking money because he crapped on streamers whose fans have done so for them being away. Yeah, but Viking Gaming, when has that ever stopped him? He will always... Like, the whole thing, him doing clown mode shit, is because he saw other streamers do that. He will shit on streamers for doing something and then immediately do it himself. Because he really doesn't understand why some streamers are popular and some streamers aren't. Instead, he'll act like, well, you know, I'm gonna, you know, do this, or when he dies, thinking, well, why, you know, if it works for Ninja, why would it work for me? It's like, well, guess what, Phil? Ninja's entertaining. People have tried to tell him that there are issues, you know, his whole thing about streaming, they try to tell him and he won't listen because he thinks all he has to do is imitate. He honestly, you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of those fucking sovereign citizen motherfuckers. Phil is like them, whereas they think they can just say these backdoor phrases that'll immediately backdoor them into like legal, you know, immunity from anything. Whereas for Phil, he's like, he thinks that if he does these certain things in a certain order, he can backdoor his way into people just giving him all this money and support. And it's never going to work. He has fucked himself over, and really, he's not entertaining. And people have told him that they've told him for years, it's not the games, it's the streamer. And that he'll never get.
Like, for example, I had a granola bar tonight. That was a peanuts and peanut butter granola bar. And I went to eat it, and I could taste, like, sweet and salt, and that was it. I couldn't actually taste the peanut. So it's kind of like, oh, okay.
He has nothing left, Brazzle. This is why I've been saying that if he really wants to save his business, he needs to go back to Twitch. He needs to start simul streaming. Twitch, Kick, Odyssey, all these places so that he can try to maximize, you know, his marketability, try to get these people to come and watch him. But he's not going to do that.
It's all right. Then I want to eat like a bagel.
Sorry.
And the bagel, it made me sick because I can't really taste it. It's like I'm eating nothing, and it's really disgusting.
It's so weird.
And again,
it's so weird that because he can't taste anything, that makes him sick. That I've never heard of, and that just seems like that's some weird thing with his gin brain. Twitch's wheel, grug not want real. Yeah. And eventually he's going to get to the point where there's like he's not, because here's the thing, YouTube, and this is something I've noticed, and maybe other people haven't, YouTube doesn't seem to have a good place of finding streamers. Like, Twitch is a little bit better, and if he did this, he could probably get back to partner pretty quickly, and then with affiliate or partner, I know Twitch doesn't want him back, but he could get affiliate, and he could be more discoverable. Twitch doesn't want him back, but if he went and streamed, he could get affiliate. Partner could be rough, because I do think he uses view bots.
I don't know if it's that I've lost my sense of taste or just because my sinuses are not clear. They have not been clear all week. So
Sinuses are not connected to your taste buds. That's your tongue, motherfucker. Yes, sometimes we do taste with our noses, and smell and taste are kind of intertwined. However, it's you being stuffed up in your nose doesn't mean you can't taste. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I agree, Mallow. He should capitalize, but he won't do it. He won't do it because someone has to tell him. And people have told him, hey, you should do this, you should do that. And he's like, I don't know how to do it. You guys do it for me. And it's like, fuck you, Phil.
I can't really breathe, so I can't.
Has he tried kick it all? No, he hasn't. Basically he got kicked out of the partnership program, and he went right back to YouTube. So all of his eggs are in the YouTube basket. Yeah, smell and taste are two different senses. Now, they can sometimes be connected because sometimes they have a synergy. However, the sinus is not connected to the tongue. So they're still different senses. The only reason why streaming works for Markiplier is because he has a fan base to do so. He has a sustainability to do so. Yeah, Markiplier has like thousands of people. I've sat on a Markiplier stream, and chat just goes brrr. Like, you just can't watch chat. You're like, holy shit, this chat is just moving at like 1,000,000 miles an hour. I can't do nothing. Also, it also helps that Mark actually can be entertaining at times, and Phil isn't.
Here's the real problem. Okay, you're gonna hear it in a second. Excuse me.
Oh, you see, cannot mute the mic for that kind of snort. And he's like, oh, bear with me. He snorted in the mic. He has done all this annoying shit because he doesn't care about his fan base. And now that his fan base is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and can't sustain him financially, he is sweating like a whore in church. Oh, it's gonna be fun.
I have postnasal drip. I've had it my whole life. All right?
Look at him. He's trying to be sad. Pity me. I have postnasal drip. Phil, do we need to go? Let's actually, you know what? Fine. We're going to do this. All right. We're going to do this. We're going to go to WebMD. I'm going to go to WebMD. We're going to look up postnasal drip. He needs a Saudi whale. He can't get one. Oh, he dreamed about that once, Burden. He did. He's like, oh, maybe there's this rich oil sheik who watched me when he was a little kid who would say, Phil, don't worry about your bills. I'll take care of everything. Like, you could tell that was a fantasy this man has, that he'll find this whale that will just be able to give him money forever and not worry about it. Postnasal drip treatment. All right, and this looks like postnasal drip. Constant running nose. Persistent postnasal drip that leads to clearing of throat, coughing, or itchy throat, stuffed up feeling, excessive sneezing. And this is just a thing for a drug. Huh. Weird thing is, Phil thinks he deserves everything Mark has built himself because he was in YouTube before him. Yeah, that's the whole thing. He thinks, hell, Paul, I honestly think he thinks that these, yeah, coof tests are free since October 1st, executive order. Yeah, if you need to go to covid.gov. You can buy for the house, for whatever house you live in, or whatever address you live in, you can get 4 free rapid tests. So I mean, if you're not sure, or if you're in a place where you might need to test them, pick them up. They're free. The post office just give them to you, so fuck it. And the government's gonna give you something for free. You might as well do it. They normally don't. They just give you wars and shit. So, okay, post-nasal drip, body, more mucus than usual, is thicker than normal. Excess comes already known, It goes to the back of your throat, post-nasal drip, different colors of the mucus, cause post-nasal drip. Flu, allergies. I think he's allergic. Allergies, definitely. I think he is he might be mildly allergic to Jasper Kitty. Sinus infection. Objects stuck in the nose. Deviated septum. I'd be hilarious if Phil had a deviated septum, but I don't think he does. Certain medications. Birth control and blood pressure. Well, I don't think Phil takes birth control. I don't know about blood pressure. I don't think he does. Changing weather. Certain foods. Fumes from chemicals, cleaning products. Smoke or other irritants. Symptoms. Treatments. How do you treat, depending on what's caused it? Antibiotics will clear up a bacterial infection. That makes sense. Colds can turn mucus color. Antihistamines or decongestants can be caused by sinus and viral infections. They also be effective along with steroid nasal sprays for them caused by allergies. See, he needs to do something, and he doesn't. Yeah, he wants to sound good. Yeah, that's the thing. Diablo Lord of Darkness. Yeah, you watch YouTubers that are a million times better, but Phil just, yeah. Oh, 30 each? Wow. Okay. I mean, I think maybe you can only do like 4 at a time. I don't know. I thought it was 4, but that was what I saw on the website. But it might be that they'll do 4 at a time. But yeah, like, and here's the thing. Even if you go through all of those, you can go to a pharmacy and probably pick up fast COVID tests. Like, they've got them, and they're probably not that expensive because I guarantee you the government's subsidizing that shit. But yeah, he needs to really take antihistamines all the time. I think he's fucking I think he's got a lot of allergies and he doesn't take that stuff. When Mark starts streaming, I'll stop watching a DSP restream and go watch Mark. Well, think about it. Mark actually does shit for his fans. He makes those movies and he doesn't charge. Like, he makes the movies and it's all out of his own pocket. Like, I don't think he ever charges his fans a dime for those movies. And he doesn't because he loves them. We got the drip going. Parma, we got the drip going. You hear, there were some meaty snorts that they were just like, no.
It's awful. I don't.
If you look at his face cam, debris and lint floating around. Yeah.
Cold, it makes the...
I don't think he's ever... I wouldn't be surprised if he has never cleaned this office. Like, he's cleaned out the closet, but I don't think he's ever cleaned the office. He has not gone in here with a vacuum cleaner, cleaned it all up. Well, he should have one of those tall fans with filters to kind of filter out the particulates. Pull them all through. That kind of shit will help him. He also doesn't clean at all. That crap just sits in. Yeah, he doesn't clean. He doesn't clean. He expects his wife to clean, and I don't know if she knows how to clean. I'm pretty sure she's got to wear a Walkman all the time with a tape that just says, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Yeah, a ton of dust is going to aggravate him. Like, he needs to get that cleaned. Once that's all cleaned, it will be a lot better for him.
The cold twice as bad because it just constantly goes. So not only do I have to deal with my sinuses inflamed, but then I've got it going down my throat and into my throat. And it just makes everything so
Mark
much
tried to
worse.
stream on Twitch.
That could be it too. It could be that it's affecting my sense of
well, here's the thing.
Between my taste buds and
it
my
depends.
sinuses.
I think he has to. If he wants like thousands of viewers, I think it'd either be on YouTube or it needs to be known beforehand. He can't do impromptu.
So Here's the good news and the bad news. All right, I have good news and bad news for everybody. The good news is, after what, 3-4 days of this, I do feel better now. Like, I'm actually feeling like tomorrow, Thursday, which is my scheduled
Serenity
day off
now.
anyway.
Serenity now.
November 2nd, by the way. I should.
As a YouTuber, everyone aspires to be the same. Can't be so with. Yeah, no. Yeah, Mark is somebody who is very charitable and does a lot of stuff, and you get that he is just this. You feel like this person might actually be a nice person off camera. Phil, you never get that.
A normal day where I wake up and I feel hungry and I can eat. I'm gonna have some eggs in the morning, and hopefully I can at least half taste the eggs and get some protein in me for once that it feels normal in the morning to have.
If you want protein in your stomach, why don't you go and call John Rambo again?
And, you know, I'm going to continue to take this Advil because I want to make sure that this head pressure doesn't come back. But I can't take, I think it said you can't take it more than like 10 days in a row or something like that. Then you get sick from the Advil. So I got to make sure within 10 days this is gone anyway. I mean, we're on going on day 5 now. But I'm going to keep it up, okay? So hopefully my appetite will be back. Hopefully the pressure will be out of my head. The delirium is gone, thankfully. The last thing as you can hear is
my God,
I'm completely
delirium. That is not the way delirium is. It's not the word. Delirium is not used that way. Like, think about it. He's hoping that this Advil will just clear all the problems that he's having, even though the fact is that it sounds like there are some other problems. Maybe you need to do that. Outside, talks to his friends and family and donates to real causes. Yeah, Phil doesn't donate to real causes. The only real cause is Phil.
Congested in my nose and all of that. If that gets gone within the next few days, I'm good. All right? In fact, I can tell you right now, like right now, I could probably stream, but it's 10:30 at night. I'm not going to do it now. And here's the other part of this whole equation I have to tell you guys. So, my wife putting up with me all week because I've been so sick, right? And she was working when I was sick, you know, and doing everything around the house while I was sick. Now she's sick. She got it from me, you know.
Good job, Phil. Good job, Phil. Good job.
Congratulations! Congratulations! Congratulations!
You got your wife sick because the fact is you either were too stupid or didn't seem to put 2 and 2 together that, hey, you either were too stupid enough and couldn't put 2 together that you had COVID, or you knew you had COVID and didn't decide to tell your fucking wife who works retail in a mall who has to interact with customers. Yeah, ibuprofen is a gift for sure, but yeah, it's like any of the other and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. They're not fucking they're not fucking, one thing cures everything. They're not a cure-all. He's using the Advil and all that as a way to kind of hide the symptoms, but he's not doing what he really needs to do, which is rest and rehydration. He needs to drink plenty of fluids. Big fat boomer zombies from Vidya by next week. Like, the thing is, he doesn't seem to understand this could get a lot of people sick. And this is all his fault because he didn't just say, oh God, I might have COVID, and tell anybody. Instead, he want to do a COVID test. He won't do anything.
No. So now she has exactly what I have, and she's just starting with the symptoms. So I was...
Yeah, cold and flu pills. I can't tell you how many I went through when I had the Rona. I was going, like, I had them. I'd be like, I'd go through them and like, all right, day. All right, now night, sleep. And the nights one would just give me a zombie. You're just like, oh, and you're just like, all right, go to bed, and you just sleep for 10, 12 hours. Like, when I was sick, I would sleep for 10, 12 hours a day, which I hadn't done in a long fucking time. So that's the whole thing. When you're sick, your body needs that rest so that, Pop works with medications. I want him to see him freak. He was Mallow. He actually did stream, and he was a little bit like, dude, all that Advil can damage the kidneys. Like, that's the thing Phil doesn't understand. All that just doing Advil and all that stuff, it can hurt your kidneys. Like aspirin or like Tylenol. Like, you're not supposed to take it all the time. He's just popping it like, he's popping it thinking that, oh, if I just keep taking that, it'll keep my symptoms down. I don't have to do the actual self-care that you need to do to get well.
It was like, I mean, hallelujah that I am feeling better or starting to feel better when she's starting, because
hallelujah? Hallelujah! You got your wife sick. Do you not fathom what you did? Do you not fathom that? Do you not fathom the fact that long COVID exists? That there have been people who have had symptoms for months after being infected? That we still do not know the long-term risks of what happens. There are still people who, there are still studies and they're trying to figure out that it could be that it could do damage to your lungs, to your heart. Like, there are long COVID symptoms. She could be sick or incapacitated or severely disabled from doing, what she had at 100% for months, Phil. For months. You got your wife sick. Like, worst case scenario, she could have to go to the hospital. I mean, she might have to go to the hospital. God, worst case scenario is she dies. It's possible. We know she's gained weight. And that is a serious thing that can cause complications of COVID. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm going to walk into the clinic today. I don't want to shake. It's been a long time for me when I get sick. And yeah, that's the thing. That's why you got those outpatient clinics. It's like, oh, it's not sick enough to go to the doctor, but I should have somebody look at it. Those clinics are great because you're just like, oh, okay. Like, I had one like a number of months ago. It was like, oh, I did something and I had an infection near my thing. It's like, oh yeah, there. 4 days in a row with no fill. That's me say hallelujah. Just give her a pill and leave her there. Yeah. And the fact is he's not going to understand. If something happens to his wife, it will be the detractors have to tell him, you did this. You caused this. This is your fault. And he doesn't want to ever accept that. Nothing's his fault.
Sick at the same time. And who's going to take care of us, right? We're going to hire
Oh my...
maid or a nurse to come to the house? Of course not, right?
A nurse? Dude, like, here's what you do. Like, one, if you were sick, why didn't you go and set up all this stuff? Like, have food ready to go that you didn't even have to cook. Or, you could just heat on the stove or microwave, like light fare that you could eat and have like a ton of Gatorade and keep yourself hydrated. All this other stuff. It's like, he's like, hallelujah, I'm feeling better now. Oh, my wife is sick. It's like, dude, it's COVID. That is still very, very contagious. Gout is one of the coof problems that can make it way worse. Oh, I did not know that gout makes it really bad. I recovered. I will say the worst, I had probably about 10 or so years ago. I had the worst flu I've ever had. That thing kicked my ass and would not let up for like a week. I was just completely stuffed up. Like, I would take steam showers just to try to break it. Cold and flu, Mucinex, anything. It was rough. That was the rough. That one took. I was hoarse. I couldn't talk well. Like, I had bad laryngitis for a month, and I was hoarse. I was a little bit hoarse for about 6 months. It was rough.
Right? So, here's the other part of it. Because of everything going on, and because, yes, I'm well aware, the risk could be that I have COVID. It could be that I have COVID. It's very strong.
The risk could be?
Strong chance, I would say. Some of these symptoms sound like COVID symptoms to me. We are treating it like we have it. We don't have a COVID test in the house, but we're gonna act like we have it anyway.
So you see, and this is where this is the thing why I say that him being sick is scummier than him not being sick and pretending, because he doesn't have a COVID test. He didn't decide to go out or ask his wife to go get one. Yeah. In that nasty room and what this is doing to him. Yeah. He doesn't clean it. Like when it's his day off, he won't go into the office at all. And when I was still in school, I had 2 weeks of the flu and I was in bed for good. Yeah, it's rough, but think about that. We're going to pretend like he's like, well, we'll pretend like we had COVID. Well, why don't you go get tests? Oh, we don't have any tests here. Why don't you go get a test? Go to a doctor. You know, instead, you didn't figure, he basically didn't figure out that, oh, it might be COVID, probably until his wife got sick. And he probably didn't put two and two together like, hey, COVID? She might know she has COVID. Like, yeah, it's like, what the fuck, dude?
So we are quarantining. We're doing exactly what we're told to do if you have COVID. So
if you did what you were supposed to do, you would have gotten a COVID test. You'd have found out it was positive. You'd have told your wife so that she could social distance and perhaps not be infected by your dumb ass. Instead, you basically just like didn't look at the symptoms, didn't even try anything, because the fact is you hate doctors because they know more than you. So guess what? Now the fact is your wife is sick. And who knows how many other people got sick from having to interact with your wife while she was at work. You know, you got people sick and it's your fault because you're just like, oh, I'm sick. And you didn't even think of, oh my God, this might be COVID. Yeah, you can literally get a test from any grocery store, or I'm sure the pharmacy has a ton of them. Phil won't go out because he's paranoid of people who follow him and make fun of him as he always claims. I know he's paranoid, but it really is showing, like, this paranoia could hurt someone else. Half of renting, like, I don't think it's quite that bad, but I mean, there are people who could legitimately be sick because of Phil. And I'm like, God, what happens if something happens to his wife? God forbid his wife has to go to the hospital or worse. And Phil's just like, I don't understand. And because his brain will not be able to process that it is his fault. You know, I mean, look at it. He's still in this kind of thing of like,
all right, at all. We have, for what we need, we ordered pet supplies. We ordered all of our groceries for the week. It's more expensive. We had to pay way more money to get these groceries delivered this week.
Give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money.
Your love give me such a thrill, but your love don't pay my bill.
Here's the thing about that, Phil. Like, almost every store that I know of has curbside pickup because of COVID. Here's what you do. Get a fucking mask. Get a mask. Go order your food online. Go drive to the store. Have them put it in your car while you wear a mask at all times. Do they still have the free tests you can get by mail? Parma, yes. Go to covid.gov. You can get free tests in the mail. Refusing to take accountability is probably going to cost someone their life because of Phil one day. And that's the thing. That's the shoe to drop that I am dreading, is that it's, and that's the thing that I'm dread, is that the shoe's going to drop that, yeah, he won't take accountability and it will cost someone else their life. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. If it cost Phil his life, he doesn't take accountability and it kills him, whatever. You know, whatever, you know, that's on him. But it killing somebody else, it costing someone else their life, that's a point of no return. It's like, yeah, you are now, it's like, people are gonna fuck with you even harder. Because then it's like, yeah, you killed someone because of your negligence. He got his wife sick because of negligence.
We don't even know if the groceries are going to be everything we ordered, because you're not guaranteed to get everything, because who knows? I ordered today It doesn't mean that tomorrow when they deliver, all the shit will be in stock. We may end up with half our groceries. I don't know how it works.
You don't know how it works? Motherfucker, let me tell you how it works. Okay, so let's say you order from a thing. What they'll do is they pack it up during the day and they put it in the truck. And the truck goes all the way around and they deliver the groceries to you. If they don't have it, they don't charge you for it, you dumb motherfucker. If you get half your groceries, guess what? You're only going to be paying half your money. Jesus Christ. Like, he's acting like this is some weird thing. This is shit we've all had to deal with for like, what? 3.5 years. You had to deal with this shit. Like, curbside pickup's been a thing. And he acts like this is some new thing. I've never heard curbside pickup for groceries or grocery delivery. Like, this thing's been a thing for years, Phil. It's like shit like Peapod existed in like the 80s and 90s. They're mostly for like old people and disabled people who couldn't go to the grocery store, so they'd have the groceries delivered to them. But Phil, this is like story what Phil is telling. Like, you really, this is the part where you're just like, this really shows Phil doesn't understand, so naive about how the world works. It's like, Phil, nowadays, every store that I can go to has curbside pickup. I can curbside pickup from my grocery store to the Walmart, to the Target, to the Home Depot. Like, all that stuff that happened with COVID, where it's like, hey, we'll set up this thing so that we'll bring it out to you. Yeah, if it's going to cost, it is going to cost someone their life with Phil. Not probably. I forget Phil's one of those people who are a liability to others. Like, that's the thing about this. Like, eventually that negligence is going to someone else is going to die. And if it isn't with this, my guess would be that he will cause a car collision because he doesn't wear his glasses when he drives. That's my belief. That him not wearing his glasses will eventually result in a fatality on the road. And it's like, Phil, like, who's gonna be sympathetic to you after that?
But we had to do it. We can't be at risk of going out there and spreading COVID to everyone out there if we have it, and we're not gonna waste time.
You could have done that so that your wife didn't get COVID. You can hear in the middle, it's a story to deliver people is normal. Everyone know how it works. It's not hard to understand. Yeah. He's like, oh, it's just so much more money. It's like, Phil, it wasn't a whole lot more. Yes, there's a delivery fee and all that, but it's not that much. He is just trying to make it like a mountain out of a molehill. I gotta hurry this up because I want to go to bed.
See, fuck that. We're gonna act like we have it. All right. So
look what he just said.
Order a test to take it and see. Fuck that. We're gonna act.
Yeah, he's not even gonna take a test. Now, this is something that I said in Pieces chat, and I think some of them didn't quite understand. Like, if Kat doesn't go to work for a week saying she has COVID, and they ask to see the positive test and she doesn't have it, that could very well cause some issues with her job. Because I can tell you there's a lot of jobs that I know of where you couldn't just say, I have COVID, not show them the positive test, and be like, I had COVID for a week. I couldn't come in. And it's like, they'll want a doctor's note or they're going to want to see the positive test. So Phil really doesn't understand. That would be funny. That Kat loses her part-time job because Phil convinced her not to take a COVID test.
Act like we have it. All right.
I know, Sins.
So my first symptoms.
He needs someone else
Saturday
to.
night. All right. My fever started on Sunday. My fever just broke last night into today. So they say it's like 5 days after that. So I'm not going out all week. I'm just here all week. You know what I mean? My wife, she's just starting her symptoms, and my God, if she's gonna have anything like I had, she ain't gonna be okay till next week anyway. So no chance of her going to work or anything anytime soon. So yeah. So basically, here's the way I see it. All right, tomorrow.
Did I do any of the Halloween Pokemon Scarlet events? Nah, I didn't. I haven't played Pokemon Scarlet in a long time. I finished the main story, and that was kind of it.
Hopefully, I feel all right, good enough to do it.
I didn't get any of the DLCs.
Of, like, soup and bread and good stuff for an illness like this.
Soup and bread and good stuff.
House. And now we're gonna.
How do you not have soup in your house? How? You got 2 shiny Gibble in less than a minute. Yeah, but here's the thing. Shiny Gibble then becomes Shiny Garchomp, and Shiny Garchomp can fuck right off. It's the worst shiny of all. Like, literally the worst shiny is Shiny Garchomp. Yeah, his next. Oh yeah, no. There'll probably be a lot of LARPers who will be like, yeah, worst shiny is Gengar. Gengar's bad. I think Garchomp is worse. Shiny Geodude is yellow. Yeah. Here's the thing. Shiny Gengar and Shiny Garchomp are literally subtle changes in the color shading. They're both terrible. At least Shiny Haunter had a blue tongue. Shiny Ghastly had a cool thing. Like, fuck, they should have made it. Mousehold is the real bad. It's only a shirt. Oh, no.
For an illness like this showing up. We didn't have and bread and good stuff for an illness like this showing up. We didn't have any of that shit in the house. And now we're going to have it stocked for the weakness like this showing up. And bread and good stuff for.
So they didn't have soup or bread in their house. Like, this is the weirdest thing. Because here's the thing. How do you not have soup? Because, like, cream of mushroom soup or cream of chicken soup is in a shit ton of recipes. Like, fuck, man. Like, sometimes they'll be like, hey, you know what? Here, you break this. And part of the sauce is chicken noodle or cream of mushroom. Cream of chicken or cream of mushroom soup. You know, where you use that as a part of a base of a sauce or as a part of a garnish or whatever. So how do you not have any soup? Soup is not expensive. Yes, Parma, I'm at soup. Why are you buying clothes at the soup store? Like, fucking hell. Oh, Shiny Pikachu's not great either. Oh yeah, Shiny Pikachu's bad. But I'm like, here's the thing. Like, if you look at, let's say, like getting, like, let's say Campbell's tomato soup, condensed tomato soup. It's like $1 per a can. It's not much. But dear Lord, if you're sick, I mean, for me, if I'm not feeling great, get me a grilled cheese sandwich, some ginger ale, and a bowl of fucking tomato soup, and I'll either feel better or I'll eat it and just, you know, it'll bring me back to childhood, and I'll feel better a little bit. Even if it's, you know, it doesn't actually help me with sickness or whatever. But it's like, he didn't have any of that stuff. How do you, like, these are staples. Like, soup is something you should probably have because, hey, you know what? It's cold. You know, why not I just, you know, heat up some soup? Like, fucking hell, dude. What do you buy at the store for your groceries that are that expensive that you don't have staples like soup, like bread? Like, you don't have bread to make toast? What the fuck is wrong with you, Phil? What are you buying?
For an illness like this showing up. We didn't have any of that shit in the house. And now we're going to have it stocked for the week. We can eat, no exaggeration, we can eat soup, nothing but soup for 4 days in a row if we need to.
Soup for 4 days in a row. Like, Phil, like, I have no words for this. I have no words for the fact that their house had no soup at all. Like, why? Like, soup does not fucking, like, soup doesn't fucking cost that much. Like, I could pull up, like, yeah, your big can of, like, tomato soup, like, where I am, $3. A cream of chicken soup, your regular can, $1.50. Cream of mushroom, $1.50. Chicken noodle, $1.25. Campbell's chunky soups are a little bit more, but it's like, yeah, you're not a fan of soup, but I'm like, how do you not have? Because one, that's a major recipe, a major ingredient in recipes. So it's like, what the fuck? My floor, that was my house growing up. Open the cupboard, you're gonna find like a number of cans of soup. Because the fact is, you know, that was just one, they stay. Like, this is the thing. They're fresh forever, basically. You buy soup, you just put them in the cupboard. They don't really go bad unless there's something wrong with the tin. Probably cheap at Walmart too, but we know yeah. And I'm like, what I was saying, $1.50 for a can of soup. That's not that bad. Like, the fact is, you should be buying, you should have soup. You should have, like, this is stuff that you should have spares of in case something happens. But, no.
Works, right?
Stock up at soup at the 99-cent store.
Hopefully.
Is it the 99-cent soup store?
You know, we get better in the next 4 days. Now, when can I stream again? 'Cause I know that's what all you guys want to hear. When can I stream again?
I don't care when you stream again. They don't get any yeah, as long as they don't have dents in them, they'll last forever. Yeah, that's the thing about the soups. They last fucking forever. It's like, oh, and it looks like, I guess I don't have this one on here. I'm sorry, but Parmatech, I did see that you followed. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. Yeah, soup or some type of broth. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you get broth. You have soup, like a cream of mushroom or a cream of chicken soup. Is for any kind of creamy sauce that a lot of times those recipes would be there. It's like, because it's easy. Get it, one can, bloop, do this, bloop, there you go, and you can make it. Or yeah, broth. Fuck, you could do broth. You know, fuck, you could do like chicken and dumplings or something like that. There are things you could do with soups and broths that are easy to do. Stuff that you should have. Like, you should have, you know, cartons of broth, chicken broth, beef broth, vegetable broth, whatever kind of broth, because you need them. Twitch is the future. Yes. Oh, yes. You keep 2 gallons of chicken stock in the freezer. And if you make your own chicken stock, fuck yeah.
I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you right now, tomorrow night, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time.
If you can pan grilled chicken and have a bag of frozen mixed veggies, make a soup that costs pennies. Yeah, it's like it doesn't take much, and a little bit of, like, you've got, let's say, some chicken broth. You got some you grilled chicken. You got the veggies. Boom. You heat it in some broth a little bit. Get everything kind of, you know, season it. It's a decent soup. Hell, like Campbell's chunky soups, I had them a ton when I was in college. I would survive off that shit. Cold day, like, get me the New England clam chowder or something like that. I was like, no, there's a lot of good soups that you can get that, and they're a good way of doing stuff. It's like, it makes me not understand what he gets at the store. I want to know what he gets at the store.
I don't know what's going to happen.
I want to see his
I don't know how I'm
receipts.
gonna feel. Right now, I feel better. That doesn't mean I'm going to continue to feel better tomorrow. You know, I hope so. I hope that this pattern continues and there's not some kind of a crazy big relapse of head pressure. And
a relapse.
I haven't had a fever for over a day now, so that's a good
I got
sign.
some juice from beef roast in my fridge that I can make in the soup, but I use as a base for making my gravy whenever I feel like making poutine. That's also a good.
My God, it's been an ordeal. So maybe tomorrow night,
or you know, if you know a butcher, you can get like beef bones and you could make bone, you know, actually
Halloween
make
marathon guys
bone broth.
It's not happening. There's no point in doing it in November, right? And I apologize. We planned for it for so long. I spent
nothing because it's scratched.
I spent a lot of money on the costume this year.
You could do that and make with lamb. You could make demi-glace.
No, when I added in the extra prop, it was the most expensive costume I've ever gotten.
And
I wanted to go nice all out.
This is the thing. He's complaining that he did get to wear his costume. Like, one, it's the most expensive, but did it look the best? Because, Phil, you've had some pretty cheap-ass things. You have leftover beef or ham, or there's your minestrone. Yeah, like, that's what fucking restaurants will do all the time. Oh, we've got this meat that, you know, we need to use now or else it could go bad. Okay, put it in a soup. And make that the special, and boom, let's get it out of there. Like,
you guys this year. This is supposed to be the year that the marathon wasn't based on contributions. It was just us having fun.
That's bullshit. You always care about contributions.
And I really liked doing marathons.
You brought up the fact that you brought up how expensive the suit is means it is still about contributions. And why don't you just tell us what you trying to cut? Oh, let me try that again. Yeah, beef stroganoff. You have sour cream. See, I can't do sour cream. I don't know why. Like, why not just tell us what you were gonna go as, Phil?
Because of this shit, it pisses me off. Because I know we.
Oh, it pisses you off. Well, you know, Phil. Maybe if you had a better, maybe if you did something instead of drinking gin, you maybe had some orange juice. Maybe get some vitamin D by going outside in the sun. It would strengthen your immune system.
We had a lot planned, and people worked hard to get games nominated for this thing. But I'm already so far behind. There's no way that we can do it. You know, we got to wait till next year to do it. I'm sorry, guys. It's too late for it. Now, what's the other thing that's been happening is this React show. That was
we had a whole year to find out what he's
supposed to have on
dress up.
Sunday. You know, here it is. We're going to be Thursday. You know, how can we do it? Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys. At this point, I'm going to have to ask for some understanding. We can't do 2 React shows in 2 days. It's not going to work. And there's not enough time to even post up like a thread and say, hey, nominate your clips for a double show this week in 2 days. It can't happen. So here's what's going to happen. Hopefully, I'm good enough to start streaming, if not tomorrow, Thursday, maybe Friday at the latest, right? And if that's the case, then this Sunday will be the next React show. And it's going to be the same submissions that we had from last week are going to be this week's show. And then there'll be a new thread that night to post up for the next week's show. And I know exactly what everyone out there is going to say. Well, Phil, how is that fair to those who were members? And they were owed an extra show's worth of nominations. It's not. Life's not fair. It was.
Phil, they paid money for that. Some of them, those Ultra supporters, paid $20 a month. You saying life's not fair, and you not saying, I will find a way. Why don't you just say, I will find a way to do an extra show sometime in November to make things up? Why not? Why not do an extra show? Why not do one maybe today or tomorrow? Do a DSP versus the internet, and then do it on Sunday. And be like, yeah, we're gonna do that. And you say, yeah, we're going to do that Sunday. Here's the thing for Sunday. Post that shit up. Do that. Like, these people, like, your whole thing is about DSP Reacts is all about memberships and all that. And you're basically saying, fuck you. It's the same thing why anybody who is a member but hadn't got any videos seen should just, I would tell them, stop giving him money. Because the fact is he doesn't care that you haven't been seen. He also owes his son Derek for all that work for the tier maker. Yeah, he couldn't give Arkham any money, but you know, his buddy Derek, who I don't know, who's gonna be like a Catholic priest or something like that. I don't know, but Derek's gonna do it.
Wasn't fair to me. I feel terrible.
Look at that. Look at what he said.
Life's not fair. It wasn't fair to me. I feel terrible.
Yeah, life's not fair. Phil, I bet you that there's a lot of people who drop for that shit. You should not have said that. Not a fair comparison, but Treehouse of Horror usually aired after Halloween. That's true, Parmatech. Although that was mostly because Fox would normally have the rights to air the World Series. So they would air the World Series, and they would basically bump everything. Which now the World Series has ended, so I guess maybe the Treehouse of Horror will be... Was the Treehouse of Horror last Sunday, or is it going to be next Sunday? I don't know. But yeah, the way he says it's not fair to me, it's like, Phil, they're the ones giving you money. Like, and if... I will say this, any dent there who happens to look at this, happens to say, if you feel like you've been cheated, stop giving Phil money for that. Just stop. Because this is showing that he does not care that you feel cheated. It only well, it wasn't fair to me, so you shouldn't be fair. He won't go above and beyond for his fans. So don't give him money. Ever. If you're a LARPer who gives him money, stop. Let him burn. Let him destroy himself. Let him whine and cry and go BegCon, go Code Black, go beyond Code Black, go to, go so far he goes to Plaid. I don't fucking know.
Terrible. I wanted to be here all week. I didn't want to.
Like, look at this.
Shit.
Look at this. It is pity me that I couldn't be there when, oh, you're right, you are owed shows, and I just can't seem to find, like, he doesn't have any other thing. Is Mario Wonder, Alan Wake 2, and Spider-Man 2. You're telling me you couldn't take one day stream, another day stream, and just do another DSP versus the internet? I mean, fuck.
Feeling like crap, not streaming the games I love, not making money for my family. I haven't been here for how many days? And like I told you guys, it's not like back in the day where if you didn't... Back in the day when you were a YouTuber, when I started on YouTube, I was sick. I had times when I was sick, extended periods, and I couldn't make videos. But it didn't matter because the revenue on the videos, just the on-demand viewership on the videos was so high.
This is a powerful guilt trip.
You could be sick and you go on a trip, you go on a vacation.
Yeah, you get tips and checks from homeless people.
Get so much money, it's like you didn't even lose anything.
And you didn't save a dime. Like, the fact is that you want to keep going, well, I used up all my savings to come to Washington. Phil, your savings should not have been, like, about $15,000. You put 5% down. Like, all of the moving expenses was put on credit cards. You didn't save shit. All those fucking giant statues you got, you were just buying whatever you wanted to. Yep, you're right. JJ, he's going to shake that can like there's no tomorrow.
Today, the on-demand revenue, the ad revenue, is so low that it's not even...
Yeah, this guilt tripping should be enough for you to stop really giving him money. Because he's acting like, well, I can... Yeah. What? What floor? What? You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know.
I'm not going to go into specifics, but, a day I don't work, a day I don't stream, is a day I don't make money for my family. And I haven't now worked half the day. Well, think about this. I missed part of a Spider-Man stream because my internet was out. I missed the late stream that night because my internet was out. I missed part of the stream on Friday because the internet tech was here, right? So that I could play Alan Wake 2. Then I missed the React stream on Sunday. And then I just missed Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So that's what? 7-8 streams? There's no way to make that money up. All right? None. Zero.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
Look at he's trying to guilt trip them into giving him money.
I didn't want to get sick. It wasn't my intention, obviously, to get this sick and to feel this shitty and to
like,
not be able to...
The fact is that your fans should not have to care about the money that you make. It should be... Here's the whole thing. You should be, I'm sorry that I got sick. I didn't want to. And I know that, I didn't want to stop you getting the entertainment that you like.
the content that you like. And I'm going to try to come back on Thursday, but I make no guarantees. I'm going to try to do everything I can to do better, to feel better, and to do all that. Instead, you talk about money and you expect it to be your fans' problem. But when they talk about money, because you've conditioned them, you're like, stop talking about money, guys. I shouldn't be the only one. Yeah, because I was like, it was a homeless guy that gave him $300. But I mean, you know, I don't know if the other thing I was like, I don't know. I'm not. Yeah. When he. Oh. You know what? I'm about ready to pass out. I'm not in the headspace to. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Not be able to stream and not be able to provide for my family and not
Jesus
be able to enjoy games.
Jesus Christ,
Give
Phil
you what I
fans, what the
promised you.
fuck are
I
wrong
promised
with
you a
you?
marathon. It can't happen. I promised you a react show that I never intended to get this sick. There's no way I can do 2 at once, and there's no way I can make up for it. Not with the schedule the way it is or how behind I am right now.
Like, he only has 3 games. He could do it. This is a way of him cheating his fans. And this is the problem. Phil, you have cheated your fans before. And, like, think about it. All those giveaways of games that was just the game case. That you had already took the game back to GameStop because you're an idiot and you... So, like, I'm just going to trade it in and give away the game cases because you thought that would be something cool. It's like, that's shit.
It can't happen. So I got to ask for some understanding. If you're
DLC or premium content that was already
used. You have a right to be upset. And if you are upset and you do not want to continue to be a member over on my DSP Reacts channel because there's 1 week that I have to skip the show because I was so sick, then so be it. You have the right to cancel your membership right now. All right? But you have the right to do that. I can't stop you. I would urge you not to, please, because obviously I'm going to continue with the content on that channel.
Then, Phil, make up that one DSP versus the internet. You have 3 games going on right now that I know of. Mario Wonder, Spider-Man 2, and Alan Wake 2. If someone has another one that you're doing, let me hear that. But if that's the case, why can't you do... All right, we'll do it on Sunday, and then maybe in the middle of the week, like before Wednesday, before my day off, you do another DSP versus the internet. Why not that? Why not do 2 in a week? Or whatever, so that you can kind of get this shit done. Why not? There's nothing wrong. There's nothing saying you can't do that. What you're basically saying is, yes, I said this, I'm not doing it, but you still need to keep that money, and I don't like the fact that you're thinking of canceling. He's guilt-tripping them into not canceling, when they have the right to do it, because he's just saying, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, it's the audience that Phil caters to. Just like not doing anything like banning. Yeah.
As normal. Now that I'm going to come back, whenever I do come back, whether it's tomorrow,
His
Friday,
viewers
whatever,
have to understand when he can't give them content, but he can't understand that they can't always give him money. Yeah.
But I tell you, the only reason that channel is worth doing is because of the memberships. I don't make ad revenue on that channel because all the videos get claimed by third parties. So if I don't have members who are paying to be on the show, the channel's not profitable. I might as well just drop it. I don't want to drop it. I like doing it. I really enjoy doing all those horror movie reviews for you guys over the month of October. That was really fun.
Think about that. The DSP, he's saying the DSPX is based solely on memberships, and yet he can't keep these members happy because he's just going to quit a show. And he can't think of, oh, I'll just do a show, do 2 in a week. It doesn't even have to be this week. He'd be like, listen, I can't do it this week, but one of these weeks in November, we're going to do 2 of them to kind of get you everybody caught up. Then it could be like, I did those 2, and, you know. But yeah, the viewers have to understand when he can't give them content, but he can't understand when they can't always give him money. Yeah, this really is to show that he is this entitled to this money. And he will never understand that his days of being this big YouTuber are over. Like, he's not this person anymore. And if you look at him, I mean, look at this thing. Like, he is asking these streams of 200 to 300 people to give him $150. Yeah, and the consistent banning, like he is doing all this, intoxifying himself to the point where eventually people are just gonna be like, yeah, we don't want to watch you anymore. And then he's gonna have to get a job. It's gonna be like Boogie.
Fun.
Which reminds me,
Well,
one
yeah,
day
I
we
wanna
need to.
keep it
I need to do the
going
Boogie
as well. I
documentary,
guess
but
it
not
is-
not today.
think
I
season
need to
two
go
is
bed.
supposed to come out soon. I don't even know. I'm
It's
so
time bed soon.
out of the loop. I don't even know what's going on. Maybe I'll check tonight. Maybe I'll watch a few episodes tonight. Because here's the thing: it's now 11 p.m. My wife is asleep. You know, she's dead asleep. She's sick as shit. And so now I'm like, well, what do I do? It's 11 o'clock. I'm not tired yet. I've been sleeping 3 days straight. Maybe I'll watch some episodes of season 1 to try to catch up. I don't know. But you see, I want to keep doing the React stuff. I really enjoy it. I think it's something.
You want to do the React stuff, but the DSP versus the internet is the thing that hate the documentary so much. Begging for a teaser of what's to come. Yeah. And the fact is that he's talking about like, oh, it's 11 o'clock and my wife went to sleep. Yes, Phil, because she's feeling sick. So guess what? She's gonna sleep more. Big YouTuber days never happened for Phil. It's just inactive YouTube accounts that never unsubbed after being banned. Well, here's the thing, Wet Floor. It did happen. Machinima was where he was getting money. He got probably somewhere between $250,000 and $300,000 for the first year on Machinima. It was ban list probably bigger than, yeah. If the doc was trying to low-key make fun of Boogie or not, I'm not sure about that, Parmatech. I'd have to rewatch it, but
Something different, diversifies my content, but it relies on membership. And if people are now going to drop their memberships because 1 week I couldn't come through because I was so sick, it could kill the project. I don't want the project to die. So I would
yeah, this is the thing where, you know, if people are that mad about it, you need to do something to make it right. And all Phil's gonna be like, nothing I can do, guys. And instead of not understanding, people aren't going to accept that. People don't accept that shit no more. He needs to kind of like, this really is showing that and look, he's showing his teeth. It's a, you know, so you know that when animals show their teeth in nature, it's a sign of aggression. He's trying to be aggressive to say, don't you take your membership away from me. But it really shows it's like they're upset about this. You should do something to make it up to them. But he won't, because he's never, in the history of his entire career on YouTube, has he ever done anything to make it up to anyone. He just won't do it. How Phil goes on about how hard it is to be a YouTuber. Yeah, it's like, it's hard out here for a pig roach. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you got motherfuckers like doing construction in in outdoors, whether it's 115 degrees in the summer or 20 below in the winter. They gotta be out there and doing that shit. All right, fucking hell, dude. Like, your job is not that hard. You literally go into you wear your pajama pants. You have your Zelda jammy pants and you walk into your office from where your bedroom is, just like across a hall. It's like, dude, like, I've worked from home and I'm like, I know that my job is nowhere close to the hardest job. It can be long, it can be stressful, but I'm not, I'm not out in the sun all day. I'm not having to work dangerous machinery. I don't have dangerous machinery where if I am not 100% alert and focused, I could hurt someone else. Like, a YouTuber is not that hard. Why a lot of people became YouTubers.
If you like that channel, please keep your membership. And I promise you, I'll do my absolute best to keep doing it. I mean, this is the one time this has happened all year. I hope it wouldn't happen again, but that's life sometimes, you know? This is
after all the begging
I've ever been.
about Reacts, he then threatens to cancel. Yeah, this is literally this kind of desperation thing of, please do it or else I'll have to end the channel. It would basically be like, give me this money or I'll shoot myself in the head. Or instead of be like the Futurama thing, oh no, give me money or I'm going to jump. And then the detractors just have get a megaphone and say, do a flip. It's like, fuck, man. Yeah, he's done absolutely nothing to give his audience any incentive to sustain memberships and keep supporting. He has the audacity to turn around and be all surprised when support's low. Yeah, he's done nothing. It's like, you gotta help me, chat. I've done nothing and I'm all out of ideas.
About 25 pounds because I couldn't eat. And I was sick for about a week and I lost about 25. Sicker than this was when I had the flu when I was in my 20s. And I was sick for about a week and I lost about 25 pounds because I couldn't eat.
Bullshit.
You lost 25 pounds in a week. You needed to go to the hospital. That meant that you were probably deadly dehydrated. Like, I'm sorry, you don't lose 25 pounds of fat in a week. Okay? Do you understand? I'm going to have to fucking let me bring the calculator out. Okay. So a pound is 3,500 calories times 25. This would mean in 1 week, he would need to have a caloric deficit of 892,500 calories. Now, for someone of his size at his mid-20s, he was probably somewhere in the 2000s when it came to how much caloric intake he needed to maintain his body weight. So, I'm sorry, Phil, I don't buy that you lost 25 pounds in a week. Not a fat. You might have, gotten so sick that you got severely dehydrated and might have had to go to the hospital, but you did not lose 25 pounds of fat. And even 25 pounds is, because 25 pounds would be a little bit more than 3 gallons of water. Okay, 3 gallons. Okay. So a gallon of water is 8 pounds. So think about he pulled 3 gallons of water out of him. Yes, Paul, he would be dead. This is bullshit. You would literally be a corpse. Even, yeah, like big fat folks who do keto and all that, maybe they lose 25 pounds, but that's because they got a lot of fat on them. Here's the thing. Even keto, you wouldn't lose 25 pounds in a week, because the first few weeks, the massive weight loss is you're going through all your sugar stores, and then all the water that was being, all the water that was being held by the sugar is being released and being flushed out. So it's mostly water weight being lost. But whenever you give him criticism, other than "it's all good, Phil, you're banned," any constructive criticism is personal attack to his ego self that makes you an enemy. It really is. What it really is, Wet Floor, is that he is so narcissistic he cannot handle any criticism. It's why he hasn't adapted it's why he still has this terrible setup, and people told him it's terrible, but he won't do it. COVID destroyed me. While I don't know how much weight you lost, you did lose enough to lose your balance. Yeah, but I guarantee it wasn't 25 pounds in a week. I'm sorry. That's shit that you go to a hospital for. If you're losing 25 pounds in a week, you might have, definitely not, 25. No, I'm sorry, not in a week. In a month? I could see it in a month. Let's see. Where is my... All right. They said 20... Oh, I'm sorry. That was 255. Herp derp. Let's try that again. 3,500 times 25 is 87,500, not 800,000. Jesus. It timed bed for me. But anyway, okay. So listen, this is the actual calculation. 25 pounds times 350 calories a pound is 87,500 pounds. Now, let's say we divide that by 31 days in a month. You would still need a deficit of 2,822 calories. That's still dangerously, you're going to the emergency room. That's anorexic kind of shit. 25 pounds in a week, and that was 25 pounds in a month. You don't normally lose that kind of weight. Normally, weight loss, especially even when you're sick, maybe you lose 5 pounds overall, but you're not losing fucking 25 pounds. Happening. They normally say normal weight loss would be a pound or 2 a month. Now, if you have a lot more weight, you start out a lot faster because your caloric maintenance number is higher than it is for someone. So like someone of normal weight, you know, they have the 2,000 calories is a recommended kind of thing. It's like that. You kind of have a recommended caloric, daily caloric intake, which is designed to be your maintenance weight. God, he acts like...
And then I went back to work, and I got sick again, and was gone for another... It was like a recurring influenza. I went to the doctor twice. He was like, yeah, you went back way too early. Maybe one other time when I was a kid, I had chicken pox, and the chicken pox is no fucking joke. When I had it, it was real bad, but...
Really? I've never known anybody as a kid who had a bad chicken pox. The only time I ever heard anybody have bad chicken pox is when they were an adult. Whatever.
I don't think anyone gets it anymore because everyone has vaccines against it now, right? Like, we didn't have that when I was a kid, so I had to get the chicken pox, and I had to get sick as hell, sweating it out, disgusting pus-filled boils on your body. They would itch, and you go to itch, and they pop, explode, makes a giant scar. You're like, oh, what the hell is going on?
They were never filled with pus. They were just pock marks. Like, they were not filled with fucking pus. Yeah, the epitome is off the scale here. You never had chicken pox when you were a kid? Well, you know, I mean, I want to say sometime in the mid-90s they developed a vaccine for the chicken pox. And really, I don't think the chicken pox is as bad as Phil is, and maybe it was, who knows. But, like, for me, the chicken pox are just pock marks. They itch like crazy, so you had to have special medicine. You would bathe the special medicine to kind of help soothe the itching so that it could actually, the skin could heal. But it was never, they weren't cysts. They didn't have pus or any of that kind of stuff. So this is, again, just, yeah. Has Dave ever gone back to playing video games? No, he's sick. He's still sick.
So I've been sick before.
Torture, sure. Like, that's some pity me bullshit. Like, I'm sorry. I don't believe chickenpox ever causes those kind of boils. Yeah, it's like some... Yeah, there's lotions, and there's like some oatmeal baths or something. Basically, the idea was to kind of keep you from itching. Keep the skin, you know, soothe the skin so it wouldn't itch as much. You wouldn't scratch it and make everything worse. But it wasn't fucking boils. You didn't have boils on your skin like you're in fucking ancient Egypt and God's like plaguing your ass. Yeah, they're just pockmarks, dude. That's it. He always makes a mountain out of a molehill every time.
And I do my best, you know. It's been how many years? I didn't have COVID during the whole COVID thing. If this is COVID, it sucks that I got it now, but at least it seems like I'm through it.
Lol, Lamau, even, yeah. Yeah, Bird, 25 pounds in a week. Even if he was the size of Boogie 2988, 25 pounds in a week would probably be something you need to go to the hospital for. Like, that's... And I know that you see, like, those 600-pound life motherfuckers are like, oh, you got to lose 100 pounds in a month. Like, they're so obese, and they're also put on, like, super restrictive diets just to see, are you even willing to do that? I fell behind a bit in stream, but Phil's claiming that kind of weight loss is insane. Yeah, in 1 week, 25 pounds, you'd be dead. I said if it was fat loss, you'd be dead because you couldn't burn that kind of fat in there. You lost 5.5 pounds is a lot. That's a lot, Wet Floor. But 25 pounds in a week, you either burned through 83,000 calories. I don't know how you did it. Maybe you became a shonen hero for a week. Or you lost 3 gallons of water, in which case I believe you should be like completely like beef jerky. It makes no sense. At chickenpox as a kid was later told my parents purposely had me get it by arranging me to hang out with others who had developed an immunity against it. Yeah. Yeah, chickenpox parties. That was something, you know. I never did that, but it was like family member got sick, I got sick. That was just how it is. It was known that no, you just let the chickenpox kind of do that because you want to deal with it once. It's fucking awful. It's itchy and annoying, but as a parent, you kind of only want to deal with it once. And I get that. You want to kind of get everything over with.
And I'm getting better, all right? And again, I know this has been rough for everyone. A lot of people, they know me as the most dependable guy out there when it comes to streaming and content. They're like, where have you been? Well,
No, they don't know you as dependable. What they do is they know that you stream all the time garbage fucking content. Phil, your entire internet career has been quantity over quality all the time. Nothing but quantity over quality. And this is what hurts you. You need to make quality content and stop the quantity. Stop eating out McDonald's fast food for a few months. That'll do it. That'll do it.
This is where I've been. I've been sick right now. I'm not even kidding you. Just sitting here talking in this video for the last half hour, I'm covered in sweat. Because I took my pill around 8:30ish. And
He took his pill. He's got to go leave himself at the side of the road.
what happens is, but when this pill takes hold of me, it kills all
It takes hold
the
of you.
pressure in me. But it
It
also makes me
takes
sweat.
hold of him.
It
I-
controls
like,
him.
I'm
It
sitting
puts
here
his
talking
hand
about
up his
stuff
ass
out
and
the
turns him
window,
into a
so I'm trying to
muppet.
not make noise here because my wife's asleep.
The
and
fuck?
I'm sweating. Like, oh man, that's what I mean. Like, I'd love to come back. I really want to come back tomorrow. I really hope I can, but I can't rush it. I got to see what happens. Do I get a sound night's sleep? Do I wake up and actually eat normally? What happens?
I don't know how much DoorDash he's been ordering.
And
To me,
everything
I don't
else,
really care.
You know, and go from there. How's my wife doing?
And I've been
Right?
making plenty,
You know, my
plenty of
wife knows I
hydrate.
gotta
Yeah.
get back to work. She's worried too. Right? You know, it's one thing to have a day off. It's another thing to have a week off when you can't really afford it. So that's what's going on, guys. I hope you understand. Hopefully this video clarifies. All right, I'll do my best.
Give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money.
Keep your eyes open.
Your love give me such a thrill, but your love don't pay my bill.
Thank you all for understanding. There's a few people who actually were very nice, wrote me nice messages. I really appreciate that.
They
All
wrote
those
you
out there,
nice
I know a lot of
messages.
people actually wrote me some really heartfelt messages. How sad they were that there's no Halloween marathon this year. They
No one cares.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Nobody cares, Phil. No one cared. Okay? Nobody, whoever wrote you heartfelt messages is probably on the super secret Discord that you don't like talking about. But no one else is like, oh, you were just because you couldn't do Halloween. Nobody cares. You know what your fans did? They went and did something else. That's the thing about it, Phil. You stop streaming and your fans are going to go poof, gone. And then I won't come back. What haven't people said? Have a chill pill, Phil, in chat whenever he rages. It's like, yeah,
They look forward to it every year. It's one of their best things. My costume reveals and everything they absolutely love. And rest assured, that costume ain't going to waste. We're going to use it. Whether it's for a project, you know, coming up in the next year, or whether it's next Halloween. That was a nice-ass costume. One of the best I've ever had. I kid you
a
not.
project.
would've
Phil,
been the best
you're
ever.
not doing Project 7. You literally just sit here and do that. Like, there's not, it's going to be, it has to be Halloween.
For the best costume I've ever had, and now it goes to waste. All right.
Yeah.
And by the way, if I do come back, I gotta refresh this background because Halloween's over, man. I'm tired of thinking about it. I don't want to think horror. Seriously, I want nowhere near horror. All right, everyone. Thank you so very much. Hope you enjoyed the video and the update, and I hope to be back soon. Thanks for understanding. See you soon. I hope. Wish me luck. I hope that cat feels better soon too, because she's now got to go through what I just went through, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone, and now she's about to go through it. So.
Well, if you don't wish it on anybody, maybe you should have done some kind of preventative maintenance. God damn, dude. That was rough. That was really rough. Like, he really is under the impression that he is gonna get this money when he comes back, and this whole thing is like, yeah, he's like, oh, I wouldn't wish it on the. Well, then why did you not quarantine? Why didn't you keep your wife away? And just, nope. Yeah, the Dents have mostly moved on during Phil's week-long sabbatical. Yeah, and it's going to take him a minute for them to come back, but I don't know. I don't know whether he's coming back tonight or tonight or whatever. So I don't know, but I know one thing is that it Mimi time for me. Mimi time. Thank you all for coming out for this long ass look into Phil being crazy. And I will I don't know when the next time I'll be doing Phil content. The games are kind of boring me out. I don't know, but I will catch you all next time.
Pimp, we get a big ups to Darkseed to Flow and add a song to the playlist. No. What is up, everyone? Hello, hello, and welcome. Only mic was on. It's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello, hello, hello. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Turn up my headphones. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. What's up, Jamie? Yo, yo. Good to see you here today. Are you ready for this? Yo, yo. You know what time it is. Yes, Jay. It's time to go. shout out to Almighty Frogga from Guadalajara, Aquatic. I'm cruising in my blue Corolla. I need that money to be a high roller. Trapped and made a controller. She's crying downstairs. I have to console her. Swimsuit model with eating disorder. Spent $200 on a DoorDash order. Yo, just a fucking crook with a fucking crooked jaw. False flagging out channel with my puppy dog. I committed fraud. And I got low teeth. I'm a low teeth guy. False flagging, mundane maggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a faggot. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar. Arnold. Phil's a nigger. Right? How do you say? Brunel's a nigger, right? Very nice. All right. Let us continue. It's 3 a.m. and I can't sleep. I got 2 big bills coming next week. One more chance to save the best streak. I'm going full mask off. It's not that deep. It's 3 a.m. and I can't sleep. I got 2 big bills coming next week. One more chance left to blow. You ready? 8 time go. 8 time flow. They thought I fell off. No. Like a prime D rose, I be dunking on these hoes. Turn you into T-part, striking a T-pose. So let me tell you now what the story is. They call me DSP. Notorious. I'm cruising and wrenching, fast and furious with my homie Pastor Eric Miller.
He's quite curious. They don't have nearly what it takes to be a man. And since I took their manhood, that's mine now, so I ain't giving it back.
My trolls are always watching me, waiting for another disaster stream. They won't even give me a piece of peace or like a whole fucking team locking onto my stream like a detractor beam. I can't get through. I'm sober. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing supporters. Detractors are bending me over. Just another con in this Ludwig World Order. And now I'm seeing so much clearer as I sit here staring into Dark Dave's mirror and all of my fears and all that I see. The raw DSP. Bottom leader, cult leader. It's 3 a.m. and I still can't sleep. I guess this is all I will ever be. This is just how time flows. Until it time go. It's gonna take years of effort to try to dig myself out of this fucking hole. It really is. And it sucks. I hope that someday I'll get out of it. I don't know if I ever will. I may be living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, begging for fucking tips and shit on stream for the rest of my life.